Welcome to the SMBX speed interview where we get to know the faces and people behind the business. I'm your host, Ben Stein, and today we will be chatting with Kai's Baking. If you've got questions you want to ask in future videos, let our support team know or leave it in the comments below. Thanks for joining us, and let's get started. Hi, team.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Good. We want to do a quick round of introductions of who we got on the camera here.
All
right, I'm Roderick.
Mason.
Hi, I'm Tanika.
And I'm Kat.
Can I have each of you to start us off? If you were to only say one word today in the whole interview, what would that be? And let's go around. We'll start with you, Rod.
Sleep.
Mason?
Eat keto.
I love it.
Busy.
Busy.
And sleep.
And sleep? 2 sleeps. Like father, like daughter. What is your favorite thing in your fridge right now?
Probably brisket.
Brisket? What about you, Mason?
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls? Good choice. That's my favorite too. What about in the back?
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese? Nice. What kind? Philadelphia?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Hi.
bagel dogs.
Bagel dogs? Also a good choice. Also my favorite. Who is your hero and why? You wanna start, Kai?
My hero is my mom and dad because they helped me start this business.
Cool. Mason, how about you?
Okay, I'm gonna go. So my hero is Kai because Kai spends a lot of hours at farmers markets and different events, and sometimes events are like 6 to 8 hours, and she really goes hard and she gives it her all. And even when we're tired, like she continues to, and some adults have come up and been like, oh my gosh, she has made me want to up my game. Just looking at her, I've been watching her out here and she makes me want to bring it harder. Like the guy said, I don't even have kids, but when I have kids, I want them to be just like her because I've watched her for an hour and she brings it. So she's my little superhero.
I love it. How about you, Rod?
And for me, just my family, we are all working together. We all pull together to get things done. Without all of us, we couldn't get it done. I mean, it literally takes each one of us to get done what we get done. So my family is my support, my heroes.
I love it. I love it. I think I know the answer to this because I think it's what you're doing now. But let's say you had all the money in the world. What would be your ideal job? What would you want to be? What would you want to do?
Me personally, I would probably like to do some financial consulting, like financial planning with people. I really like to help people get to their goals.
Yeah, cool.
So for me, I'm a nurse practitioner, and it's always been nursing for me. So that's the one thing I would do for free that continues to take care of patients.
I love that.
And I would do engineering.
Engineering. Very cool. Do you know what kind?
Electrical with like computers and stuff.
Cool. What about you, Mason? What's your ideal job?
Eating the cookies.
No. Being a professional soccer player.
Nice. Very cool. Do you guys have any fun secret talents?
I like to extreme coupon.
Okay.
So we once had a 3-car garage full of couponing things. But the most exciting part about it is like you can donate and give and help other people. Yeah, extreme couponing is it.
I love it.
Mine is probably volleyball.
Secret volleyball player?
Your secret volleyball player?
No, not all of them.
It's
Secretly good. Something I didn't know, so I learned. I'll take it. What about you, Mason? Any secret talents?
Soccer.
So it has to be a secret, Bubba.
Oh, secret. Gaming.
Gaming? Okay. Rod?
I probably know a lot of random nonsense.
I like it. So you're the guy we want for like trivia.
Jeopardy and things like that.
Jeopardy? Okay, cool. If you we'll do it this way, front row and back row, can you give me 5 words to describe the person sitting next to you? You wanna go first? Yeah. Let's do 3 words. We'll do 3 words.
3 words to describe your dad.
Tall, strong, and good at football.
From Mason, I would say he's compassionate, loving, and loyal.
Okay. Okay.
So I would describe Makai as driven, early, fun, smart, and compassionate.
I like that.
I describe my mom funny, beautiful, smart, and helpful.
Okay. Looks like we got a pretty talented team there over there at Kai's Baking Studio.
Yep.
Between you all, it makes sense. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. What do you guys do in your free time? You know, when you're not baking and working on the business, how do you guys like to spend time? What do you like to do?
So we, as a group, we like to watch movies and shows and trying to catch up on those kind of things. We watch movies around the holidays. We really enjoy doing that because we can shut down a little bit and not have to do that. So that's kind of what we like to do. I'm pretty sure everybody has something they like to do, but that's what we do as a group.
I love it. That's what we do in my house too. We'll catch up at the end of the evening, you know, half hour there, hour there. Nothing wrong with that. Can you guys walk through your responsibilities for the business? So talk a little bit about what you do in relation to the baking studio.
I am quality control.
Great
What
job.
quality control do?
Try most of the things we bake.
Cool.
What else do you do?
I will put away the dishes. I'll put out the products and put them away. I also put up the dishes, and I might put up ingredients.
Cool. It's an important job. Rod, you want to take us next?
I am the baker. I do anything that has to do with anything. Kai and I come up with recipes. I am the laborer.
Basically
Everything. I mean, I wash dishes. I bake. I do just about everything behind the scenes. I'm tech support for the website, IT, I mean, anything you can think of, it pretty much falls underneath me. There's nothing that escapes my wheelhouse.
Cool.
Every hat has to be worn by me at some point.
I believe it. What about you, Kai? What's your job?
the boss owner.
You're the boss owner?
So what do you do?
I make the products, put them out, work the markets and stuff.
Cool.
She's our second best salesman.
You need first, really.
All right, so what I do,
That's first.
oh, that face is first, okay. So what I do is I run the social media, all the behind the scenes things. I do the social media, I handle the books. Yeah, that's what.
That's most of it.
Order supplies.
Everybody chips in a little bit here, but we know who's doing the heavy lifting, dare I say.
Right.
Cool. What is something that you guys wish you knew before you started the business? What's something you'd want to tell other entrepreneurs or maybe other kids who are thinking about starting their own business? Do you have any piece of advice?
I think if I had to tell adults about starting a business is checking into resources, making sure that you see what resources are available out there, whether that be city, state, or local. And as far as parents, whose children are interested in being entrepreneurs, you always want to encourage your kids and push them. And I think what we have done in looking at Kai and instilled a work ethic and values. So I would tell parents to don't be scared to get out there and let them try it. I mean, at this age, they can only learn from it.
Kai, what about you? Any advice to other kids who are thinking about starting their own business?
To never give up. Work hard for what you do.
That is a great piece of advice. What about you, Rob? What maybe we'll have you channel more towards the adults.
I would say to be focused and also learn how to manage your time. A business is ever consuming, and if you don't cut out time for your family and the things that you want to do, your business will really run you if you don't run your business. And it is difficult to separate those things, but truly setting up something to where you manage your business and your business is not managing you. that is one of the most important things that I've learned from doing this.
That's really, really good advice. I think too often we kind of get stuck in like these spaces of I got to do everything. I always got to be on, right? Like you hear entrepreneurs talk about, oh, you got to be working 24/7. I find that isn't the case. Sometimes you're if you can take a step away, you come back and are more focused and have more control over it as opposed to it controlling you. I like that a lot. What about you, Mason? Any advice to other folks who are in quality control at baking studios?
Try what you like. Well, try stuff that you don't like and you might like.
I think that is great advice. We have a saying in our household, which is don't yuck someone's yum. You know, some people might like something that you don't. You got to try it to figure it out.
That's correct.
There you go. Okay, let's move on to some more questions about Kai's Baking Studio. Can you guys tell us the story of how you guys got into the business?
Well, we're baking for trade stuff, but it was coming up. It's like, oh, if you sold this, I would buy it. And that's kind of how this started.
Just as simple as that. You were baking, and somebody was like, "I'll pay you for this," and you're like, "You'll pay me?"
Kind of supply and demand. We started to see that we had a line going pretty far, and we were selling it, and they were lining up every time we did it. So she decided that maybe we can make some money out of this, and we invested in her. We made her work for it. I mean, we didn't just give it to her right away. So it took her some convincing because kids don't always want to commit. So, but she was diligent about continuing to seek that. So we're definitely happy that we supported her.
I like that. It's a great story, and the best companies start by fulfilling a need, right? Somebody comes and says, I really want this. I'd love if you made more of these. So this is right on line with that. Let me ask you another question. What is the last thing you did for the business? What's the last thing you guys did before kind of starting this interview?
Got decorated the cake so customers could pick it up late.
Okay.
Last minute cake decorations.
Last minute cake decorations. Going that extra mile to put the rose. What'd you decorate it with? Tell me, give us a little details. What are we talking about here?
It was a keto vanilla cake, and she put a vanilla icing on there. And the icing is also sugar-free, so it's kind of deceptive. It tastes really good. I mean, it's very light and it's fluffy, and then the icing, you get into it. It's one of those things that make you kind of question our integrity, but trust me, it's no sugar in there. So when people get it, after we finish that, it's like putting the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And they got it, and it looks pretty and nice, but it's not going to wreck your lifestyle.
Love it. What about when you guys decided to start this business? What was the first thing you did? Did you think of the name first? Did you guys, sounds like you just kind of started to make money on the side. What's like the first thing you really remember as being like, we're going to turn this into a business?
We start filling out the LLC paper. I mean,
Yeah.
It was like literally like one of the first things we looked at was, actually putting the paperwork in and actually doing all the filings and all of those other things. The branding came before then because we kind of couldn't choose the name until we made sure that the name we wanted was available.
Yep.
That's kind of where we started.
Cool. Great place to start. What would you guys say the number one metric for your business is? So what do you guys care the most about? Is it selling the most? Is it, the best quality? How do you guys think about kind of measuring your success?
I would say it's a couple things. We look at our customer service. Our reviews tell a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people really look at our reviews, and that's what drives a lot of our business. And we also were working on improving our conversion ratios. I mean, sometimes when someone comes to your website, then they buy or they don't buy, and we try to figure out, what's going on, a lot of A and B testing and things like that to figure out what's the best approach. So that's kind of where we are at.
Anything else you guys want to add in the back or Mason?
No.
Feeling good? Okay, sounds good. What about, let me ask you this one. What are some of the struggles that you guys face or have faced in running your business? What are some of the challenges? Talk us about kind of like the dirty underbelly the dirty dishes, if you will, that nobody likes to talk about.
So, having to balance out everything between say sports aspects. Volleyball, having to bounce out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Trying to clean up the kitchen.
It's my job in my house too, and it's not fun.
Yeah, it's
No,
We
but
wash a lot of dishes. I mean, literally, we can wash dishes for days. But the biggest challenges for us is usually finding good, consistent help, and also just time management. It's very difficult and consuming. I mean, we were at some point, we don't leave here until very early in the morning, and we get up very early in the morning to get started. So it goes back to the time management. We had to start making adjustments because we let the business run us, trying to fulfill everything instead of putting things on the schedule. So that's been definitely a challenge to get to that point.
Cool.
I think for me, handling the social media aspect is looking at your target audience and getting the right people in the door. And for a long time, we baked out of a commercial kitchen, and so the whole bakery concept is new to us. We started in August, and we started right with COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And most people, you probably think that you're crazy opening a bakery in the middle of COVID when all the restaurants are closing and everything, and the governor and everybody saying shut down. So just to change operations from using a commercial kitchen to full-fledged, having your own space where you're responsible for during the midst of the pandemic, which increased expenses. So now you have to try to get people through the door, figure out what social media, what hashtags works best, what zip codes, or here, what people like keto, what people don't like keto, or which population. So I think the biggest thing is just finding people through the door.
Let's elaborate a little bit more on that, if you don't mind. Talk to me a little bit about your guys' use of funds. We're raising $100,000. What's the plan?
Well, we have equipment needs. We always have the need as we continue to grow with our wholesale business. We'll need another oven. We have a double oven, but we need another one in order to keep up with production. We have some marketing needs that we would like to focus on because ultimately, as we get the word out, that continues to grow our business, and having a lack of funds sometimes makes that difficult. And another thing we're looking at is we're trying to get packaging and everything else set up for our commercial customers because they need things that are more durable and that can last, and we can get the products to them across the country. So those are some of the things, and I think Tamika may have some more.
Anything more to add?
No, I just think what Roger said, like marketing is, as we shift, the funds are going to be very useful because as we shift from retail to wholesale, again, shipping things that come across, but the wholesale aspect will allow us to reach more customers that are on keto in different areas and make the product readily accessible. So the funds will be used for those marketing, which is my piece. So marketing is good for me.
We at SMBX are very excited for you all. I can say that. I don't know if I think I have to put a disclaimer there, some asterisk that says this is not financial advice, but having looked through you guys and been working with you on underwriting and getting you launched, I know only good things are to come here, and we're excited for the future. All right. I know we're all getting a little fidgety, so we're almost done here. I got a few last questions and then we'll sign off here. What is something you can tell me about your business that you haven't told us yet today?
I think we all have our gifts, and we all have a different talent. I mean, my wife can cook, I can cook, and my daughter cooks, and now Mason's learning how to cook. And I mean, everything that we do is wrapped around us. I mean, we have people that have dietary restrictions in our house. We have people that are trying to lose weight in our house, me. And, so what we're doing, what we're baking for our customers are not just things that we're baking because we're trying to fulfill a need for them, but it's also meeting a need for us also. So, what we're baking is meant to impact and influence people in our home and also outside of our home. So we just want to bring what we do to our customers. And I think that's something that we haven't shared. And a lot of people don't know unless they ask us.
Yeah, that's something that definitely came through as I was researching and reading about, like in the news about you all. It's a personal story as much as it is, one of opportunity and growth, which is, I think, makes it all the stronger, if you will. Last question here for you all. Tell us a little bit about how did you decide to issue a bond? Why did you decide to go with SMBX as opposed to a bank or some of kind of the other options available to you all?
So we did look at funding through the bank, through the SBA. And one of the things that resonated was we would be at a farmer's market probably like 2.5 years ago, and customers would walk, starting as long as 2.5 years ago, and customers would walk up and be like, can we invest? Like, are you guys looking for investors? And we're like, no. Like, what are you talking about? And it became almost in one particular guy, like he would come monthly, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? And we're like, no. And not even knowing, like we always looked at the traditional bank way, not even knowing that funds were, and more people start asking, and then it makes you look like, okay, well, what are they talking about? So then now you want to dig deep and look at different ways that you can invest. People can invest in, and then you can give the proceeds back to the community, helping your community grow as well, instead of just like giving it like to banks with higher interest rates.
I like the fact that our people in our community can get behind something that we're doing, and they could actually see a return. I mean, it's like, okay, I'm coming in and I'm buying products, and I can make some money on the side too. It's kind of a win-win. So it's something we look forward to.
Any last comments? Anything else you guys want to share? Otherwise, I'll sign us off.
Just say, just one thing I can say, just like I think it was a question that was on there, but just the thing that we think that people can do, our customers that can do, and the people that invest to help us do this is just share. You know, I mean, the more people that know about what we do and see how passionate we are about it, I think that you can really get behind what we're doing and believe that we're going to put every effort into making this a success.
I believe it. I've seen it already, and we're here to support you guys. So it's not just you alone. We got the SMBX community coming through and your own community coming in strong as well. And sky's the limit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll have more folks and more interviews up on our YouTube channel in the future. And Kai's Baking Studio bonds are now available.